The night was meant to belong to us. After weeks of preparation, we finally decided to host a party in our home, a celebration of our marriage, our friends, and the life we were weaving together. I wanted it to be unforgettable, something we could both look back on with joy. The house was alive with laughter, music, and the steady rhythm of conversation. Yet, deep inside me, there was a restless unease I couldn't explain. That feeling sharp in the moment her ex walked in. My wife's eyes lit up in a way I hadn't seen in months. At first, I brushed it off, convincing myself I was imagining things. After all, she chose me, didn't she? But as the evening unfolded, I couldn't ignore the way she drifted toward him. Her laughter louder, her smile brighter when he was nearby. My chest tightened, but I forced myself to stay composed. I didn't want to be that insecure husband, the jealous one who ruined a night meant for happiness. I kept whispering to myself. It was nothing more than old memories resurfacing. Then the music changed, and denial was no longer possible. The DJ switched to a slow, sultry tune, and without the slightest hesitation, my wife reached for her ex's hand and led him onto the dance floor. My pulse stopped cold. Their bodies swayed too closely, movements that were anything but innocent. Her hands lingered on his shoulders. His grip sank into her waist with familiarity that twisted my stomach. I stood frozen, forced to watch as the woman I had married turned our celebration into a spectacle. Whispers rippled through the guests. It wasn't just me noticing anymore. Uneasy glances passed between friends as they pretended not to watch, yet no one could look away. My wife's eyes caught mine across the room. For a fleeting second, I thought she might pull back. Instead, she smiled, a bold, defiant smile, and pressed herself tighter against him. This wasn't only betrayal. It was humiliation. She was doing it deliberately, daring me to respond. When the song ended, she walked back as though nothing had happened. My rage was boiling, but I forced my voice to stay steady. "What was that?" I asked, my tone sharp but controlled. Her eyes gleamed with arrogance. She shrugged casually, as if it were meaningless. "It was just a dance. You're overreacting." I clenched my jaw, holding back the storm inside me. "That wasn't just a dance, and you know it." Her reply came cold, sharp, final. "I don't owe you loyalty." Those 5 words cut deeper than anything she had done on that dance floor. The air shifted instantly, the chatter around us silenced. Even our guests could feel the weight of her words. She didn't flinch, didn't apologize, didn't even try to explain. She looked at me as though I was foolish for believing marriage demanded loyalty. The walls seemed to close in around me. Every sacrifice I had made for her, every long night at work, every compromise, every dream I had set aside, all of it flashed before me, worthless in the face of her indifference. In that moment, I saw the truth. I had been blind, clinging to a love only I had valued. To her, I wasn't a partner. I was a safety net. I didn't shout. I didn't argue. Instead, I stood tall, met her gaze, and spoke the only word that mattered. "Then we're done." Her confident smirk faltered at last. Gasps swept through the room, but I didn't wait for her reaction. I turned and walked out, leaving her to the weight of her choices. My silence thundered louder than any confrontation could have. Later that night, as I packed my bags, the reality sank in. My phone lit up with messages from friends who had been there. Some offered support, others disbelief, but all agreed on one thing. What she did was a public betrayal. She never came home that night. Maybe she thought I'd cool off, that I'd forgive her the way I always had. But this time was different. This time, I had seen the truth too clearly. Days later, she appeared at my door, her bravado gone. She pleaded, she cried, she tried to explain, but I no longer had the patience to listen. I reminded her of her own words. "You said it yourself. You don't owe me loyalty. And now, I don't owe you this marriage." I closed the door on her tears, carrying with me a strange blend of grief and liberation. Walking away hurt, but it was also the most powerful choice I had ever made. For once, I chose myself over her disrespect.